Mysteries are the most popular genre of books checked out of most libraries. One reason is that there are so many subgenres that it allows for a wide range of reading tastes. We're speaking today with three award-winning authors of mysteries for adults. Kathryn Lasky is the author of more than 100 books, covering a wide range of genres. She has received a Newbery Honor Award and a Boston Globe Hornbook Award, among many other awards. Her latest book, A Mystery for Adults, is Light on Bone. You said truth is more important than accuracy.
Well, what had happened before the action really starts in her life was that George O'Keeffe had a nervous breakdown, and with good reason. Her husband was having this very public affair. Although on the good side, she had just sold a painting more than any American painter, living American painter, male or female. So that was good. But she started to regret this abortion that Stiglitz had forced her into some years before, and she was thinking about if she'd had that kid, he would have been in, or she would have been in high school now. So she had these major upsetting, profoundly upsetting events in her life. And she actually had to go into a psychiatric ward at Doctors Hospital in New York. And when she comes out, she is she's ready to rebuild herself. And in truth, she goes out to Santa Fe, and it's the first time she stays at the Ghost Ranch. So there's all that truth that happened. And I'm really very accurate with it. But the truth of the matter is, this is a person who was wrecked and ready to rebuild herself. I don't like to say recovery is in recovery because that sounds like it's alcoholic or something. She had been torn apart by genuine reasons. So I just felt when I heard that, and I can't remember where, that was so important to remember, because I don't like to play fast and loose with facts, but there is a certain underbed, or whatever you want to call it, that's as solid as any rock. And that's what you have to try and get at.
There's an old saying that history tells us what happened. Historical fiction tells us what it felt like. And
Nice.
that's what that's the distinction. And
Yeah.
you've just defined it for us there.
Mhm.
That's a great quote, Bill. I like that very much.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Kathy, would you read a selection from Light on Bone for us, please?
Yeah. The light in this high, wild country was infinitely fascinating, and Georgia had become attuned, deeply attuned to its endless shifts. There was a point, perhaps an hour before the dawn, when darkness frayed into a silvery dust, bleaching the last of the stars. And that is when she rose from her bed, as she did now, went outside wrapped in shawls, and climbed the ladder leaning against the adobe casita to the roof and into the sky. She could smell the rain that had passed through earlier in the night. The earth always smelled different after these nighttime showers. She looked toward the Pedernal. They called it a mountain, but it was in fact a mesa. The word itself, Pedernal, meant flint. She had filled a sketchbook with drawings of it. The sketches had become increasingly spare, distilling the image in her mind. She began to think of it as her private mountain. She thought if she painted it enough, it would belong to her. It seemed during these months at the ranch that this single mountain anchored her after the tumult of the previous year with Stiglitz. The mesa was steadfast and loyal. Somewhat ironically, however, it was said to be the birthplace of changing woman, the daughter of earth and sky, clad in white shells, turquoise, and abalone. She represented the cycle of the seasons and that of a woman as a child, daughter, mother, and grandmother. Well, I have certainly changed out here, Georgia said almost out loud. Yes, indeed. So that was fun to write.